Alright, so in this lesson, you're going to learn a few things about this piece called the bishop. The first thing is, how do these bishops move? Well, bishops move on diagonals. So from this bishop's starting position, it can move anywhere on this diagonal to this square, or it can move anywhere along this diagonal. Bishops are a fast-moving piece, meaning that they can move all the way across the board in just one move, as long as that pathway isn't obstructed. Now, if that pathway was obstructed, say by one of your own pieces, and there's one of your own pieces there, now this bishop can only go to as far as this square. It can't go over the pawn, and it can't go around the pawn. It gets blocked by it. So from this position, it can still go to any of these two squares, or it could go to these two squares. The next thing you need to know is that bishops capture in the same direction that they move. So if this wasn't one of your pieces, if this was one of your opponent's pieces, now this bishop could choose to move to this square or this square along this diagonal, or it could go to this square, or it could choose to capture that piece. So the last thing you need to know about bishops is that we learned this in lesson 1, but each player gets 2 bishops that start here on c1 and on f1, and for black they start on c8 and f8. And if you pay close attention, you'll notice that this bishop is starting on a dark square, and this bishop is starting on a light square. Now for the entire game, this bishop is going to be what's known as your dark squared bishop. It's always going to move along these dark squared diagonals. Now this one's the same. It's starting on the light square. It's going to be your light square bishop, so it's always going to stay on the light squared diagonals. If you ever come across a game and you look at 2 people playing and you see that both of their bishops are on the same colored square, you know that they made a mistake either setting up the board, or somewhere along the ways when they moved it, they happened to cross over to the other color. So that's a major red flag that something went wrong and that it wasn't right. So we learned that the knights in the last video were the only piece that could jump over pieces. So in this position at the start of a game, and this would be the start of the pawns versus bishops game, we know that these bishops can't jump over this pawn structure. So in order to get your bishops out, you have to open up a diagonal for them to get through. So in this circumstance, it would be a good move to move this e-pawn, because now it allows for this bishop to have access to this whole diagonal. Now instead of moving that one, you could move this pawn and give the bishop access to this diagonal. But this one only gives the bishop access to 2 squares, where this move gives the bishop on the next move access to 5 squares. Alright, so now that you know the different rules of the bishops and how they move, try to play a few games of the Pawn Wars with the bishops added in. I hope you enjoy playing this game. As long as you can remember how those pieces called bishops move and how they capture, you'll be doing great for this lesson. I'll see you back here in the next video.